Yo, what is good, my anime people? What is good, yo? Guys, I am pretty interested in what's been going on with Boruto, only in the grand scheme of using old characters from Naruto and making them relevant again. Um, Not only have we seen a little bit of it in the case of one of the most torturous people that we've met in Naruto, and one of the more like tight-lipped characters that didn't really have much to say, and then when he did have something to say, usually people pay attention, or usually people don't, keep talking while he's talking. He's someone that can command the room very easily, and I really do think as a character, the new squad leader of Team 40 is relatively fun to watch. Just because like he's had no real personality besides hey tough guy who is scolding people on how they should be or how they are, and not only that, getting answers out of people, even if it is friend or foe, if the time calls for it. He's just a really like cold-hearted person in the case of the image he's built up, the overall reputation he's built up. So to have these types of characters being fleshed out is more than I can ask for, right? Like these are characters that because Naruto, Sasuke, Rock Lee, you know, um, Kakashi, Itachi, like all these other characters that kept showing up, they all continuously got more and more things that you get to learn and watch about them. And I think that was where all the time goes, right? Like, look, for instance, look at Team 40. Like, if we've seen Team 40, it was like once in a classroom, and then that was about it, right? Like, and then they were off the screen. Like, that's the type of stuff that they can easily do within Boruto that Naruto already kind of set up as a foundation in within the show as a whole. Like there was already this like outcry for, Shikadai and Neji and all these other characters to grow at the same speed or at least a speed at all to keep up with Naruto. So Naruto's not alone by himself, too strong, So what do we get? We get him like pretty much in a situation now where Naruto and Sasuke are the only ones that are on each other's level that can even, complement each other. And with Boruto, it feels like they're doing that just with even more characters people might not care about, or that it's going to be hard for people to care about, comparing them to, just for example, like I said, um, trying to compare them to Boruto, trying to compare them to someone like even a Neji or something along those lines and be like, oh, do you care about this character? Do you want to know what happens to him? And that's what they have to do with almost every character that they introduce. I mean, to be fair, I feel like I was saying, the characters from Naruto are much easier to make me care and want to watch because I already know their backstory. I already know that after the whole entire Shinobi War, they either clearly changed or they didn't change at all, right? And for instance, the guy with the bugs, who was someone that grew up with Naruto, ends up being a teacher, and some of the students seemingly might be able to surpass him already, right? It's like those are the types of things in Boruto that Naruto had as well. Like Naruto and the kids were surpassing things that seemingly higher ranked ninjas were doing casually. But when it came down to the star ninjas that were up at the top, that, they had to make look good better than just, for example, the guy with the Shikadai's captain. Like, that guy was super dope, but at the same time, he didn't really play a big role in changing like the outcome of stuff. You know what I mean? Like he was cool, he was a leader, but then he gets bodied and that's about it. He had a kid and he never got to see his kid grow up. Um, that's about all we got from that character, right? So it's these types of things that make you wonder where they're going to do with the new characters of Boruto. Like, what are their futures? Because we've already seen how the first ones were handled. Is this girl with these weird arms going to be important in the future of Boruto? I doubt it, right? But that's the cool thing about it is they're at least giving us something for the old characters, and they're at least putting some type of effort into making new characters worth watching because I mean I don't know about these guys Team 40 because she went from being able to like chop trees in half and just casually, and then all of a sudden this man jumps in front of the kids to protect them, and his back is stronger than trees, like his durability is just that much stronger than even tree levels. And I think that's where people kind of get their hatred towards this show. It's like, oh, so humans are stronger than trees, and they kind of just go to that instance of it and be like, get mad at it. But you got to remember too that chakra is something that once it's kind of like Nin if you watch Hunter x Hunter, it's kind of like Ki if you watch Dragon Ball Z. Once it's like kind of around your body, which Naruto never really show, like as an animation standpoint, they never really showed much of uh, weaker characters, I can say. Like characters like off-screen characters like this guy having so much chakra that it's engulfing his body and that chakra is protecting him. They don't show that, but that's pretty much what chakra can do. It can help you take less damage than you would actually do. Hence why after taking damage, you are tired, you are exhausted because you're using your chakra up just for defense at that point, which is I'm pretty sure is how that works. Um, but overall, man, seeing this torturous man turn into one of the leaders, not only that, but seemingly maybe would throw his life away for these kids, and that the bond should only grow more and more. And we find out the only reason why he is the leader of Team 40 at this point is because uh, the person on the team wounded one of the team leader, and that he's not going to be afraid of her. He's going to try to figure that situation out. But at the same time, he didn't even try to use his ninjutsu against her as well. I'm pretty sure he had some, right? From what I remember in Naruto, um, he did something with jutsu, and it just like it helped him torture better or something like that, if I remember correctly. I don't remember now. But overall, Boruto is trying to do one thing that's really good for me as a Naruto fan, and it's trying to do something good for the people that are Boruto fans. And I think they might have to just pick or choose, because there's so many characters that they're trying to introduce, and this is my final point about why they need to like choose, is because now they have a really awesome concept as well as we see these couples and we see these pairs of characters that we want. Some of them we wanted, some of them we didn't, whatever. But with knowing that there are these couples or like these groups of ninjas that had specific abilities, oh my god, she's just perfect at stopping me and everything I did right there. Um, they had all these perfect abilities. I'm killing you. Let's get it. And none of the kids were very like it seemed like they found one of the techniques from their parents, and then they never really cared to learn another. Like they're like, okay, I know one ninjutsu, and I'm gonna master this, and they kind of just went on like that, which is how Naruto and the beginning of Naruto, and then Shippuden was like they only had one type of family member. That one family member had the same ability. Like for instance, Neji's clan. Like you're not gonna get someone in Neji's clan marrying outside back then to give a birth to someone that has, a mixture of two different techniques because they're keeping it in the Hyuga clan, for example. So with our next week's episode, we have someone learning more from his parents. He knows how to paint, but now if he learns the mind controlling jutsu and masters it, he is what we expected these young characters to be. They should be much, much stronger than their uh, mom and dads that we watched simply because they get two techniques instead of just one, and it should make them that much more broken. So we'll see how this plays out. I don't plan on talking about Boruto all the time, so this is definitely my filler anime. There's nothing that comes out on Sunday that I want to talk to you guys about, so that's the problem. And I do apologize if you guys hate Boruto or if you hate Jump Force. I just thought, hey, Boruto's actually in this. I don't have Naruto to Boruto Ninja Storm 4, and I'm not gonna pay money for that. That's trash. In the case of I have Storm 4, I just don't have Boruto, so why would I play it? Um, and then yeah, I definitely want to hear what you guys are feeling about this week's episode as a whole, and I will definitely talk to you guys in the next one. So with all that being said, have an awesome one, and I will talk to you sooner than later. So with that, peace.